All right, Life Point Church, welcome back to the forest for day 3 of our lesson. And we're spending a lot of time and we're talking about Abram and how God was leading him. Abram made some mistakes, but we found out yesterday that God was still there. He was still there with his promises, and he was ready and he was willing to continue to lead Abram. So Abram, finally, he separated from his family. He came out of the city. He went on journeying with Lot, but even that ended up being separated. So Abram's finally on his journey with God. So it's like every calling and every time you listen to God, it's just perfect, right? Everything just goes perfectly according to plan. Well, of course, that's not what happened. It says that famine struck the land of Canaan, where Abram was, and it was at this time that Abram went down to Egypt. And what a peculiar thing to happen. You start to follow God and something goes wrong. Well, we're going to learn what to do and what not to do, because it was when famine struck that Abram said, I'm out of here. I'm going to Egypt. It was the first sign of trouble, and he decided to leave and to head for somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be. And what a decision he made, because you know how one thing leads to another? Like you make one bad decision, and then you're in that decision, so what do? You make another bad decision, right? That happened for Abram too. He wasn't supposed to go to Egypt, but he went to Egypt. And when he got there, he got scared. And he thought that maybe that they were going to kill him because his wife was so beautiful. And he decided to start lying, and lies compounded upon lies. So Abram was finding himself in a place where he's making poor decisions again. And how the world would say it was, well, when you make bad decisions, God is going to strike you down with a lightning bolt. He's like a kid sitting on an anthill just ready to squish you because you made a bad decision. That's not what happened at all. But God looked down on Abram, and he must have felt sorry for him, felt some pity. In fact, he gave the Pharaoh some dreams and let him know that, listen, this is a married woman. This is Abram's wife. This is Sarai. And he was blessed from that. And it was through that blessing and understanding, I think Abram was able to realize, man, I made some bad decisions. I don't know what God's going to do, but God still loves me. And he's still looking out for me. He's still protecting me. He still wants me on his plan. And Abram turned around, and they went back to the land of Canaan. So what a beautiful thing that when Abram went back to Canaan, where did he go? Where was the first place that they found him? They found him at the altar that he had built, renewing his commitment. And God was there. God was there when Abram decided to turn his life around and to get back on path. And what a beautiful story we have, because it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. Hopefully you're watching this early in the day. It doesn't matter what you did already today. But God wants to get your day on the right path. He wants to get your life on the right path, your family. And he's willing and able to do that. As soon as we turn back to the altar, we turn back to God. God is there renewing his commitment. And God did that for Abram. He told him that he was going to be the father of many nations. He had promises for him. He had told Abram what he wanted to do with his life. And those promises didn't leave because of what Abraham did. They were still there. And we could thank God that he is so good to us, can't we? I hope you remember that today, that God is willing and able. He's there for you. He's waiting for you right when we turn back to him. And I'm thankful for that. Please remember to join me for day 4 tomorrow as we continue our lesson in the woods. Thank you.